Hello, I'm the Who Guy and welcome back to issue 2 of the Hachette Partworks Dalek build. This is a fairly new series on the channel where I will be building my very own Dalek using, of course, the Hachette Partworks magazines. And each issue comes with, of course, the magazine as well as the parts. And this is issue 2. If you have missed issue 1, make sure to watch that one. It is just up there. I'll link it up above. You guys can watch that one. That goes through all the ins and outs about this Dalek build. But today we've got issue 2. Of course, you can find this in newsagents for, I believe, $7.99. But you can also subscribe online and get a whole host of free gifts. Following on from this issue, it will be $11.99. So it is quite expensive, this whole Dalek partwork. I do realise that. A lot of you guys in the comments saying it's expensive. I know. And if you are new to the channel and like anything Doctor Who, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe down below. Click those notifications for more Doctor Who videos as well as the Hachette Dalek. Of course, you can subscribe to this down below in the description. And if you do subscribe, you get extra free gifts as well. And as you can see here, the first one in our first delivery is this awesome Dalek keychain.
You're an idiot.
Take a closer look at that, as well as didn't have to pay anything for this issue 2 at all. All I paid for was the original $1.99 for issue 1, which I've already built. Of course, not in the big flamboyant packaging, however, it does include that cool poster booklet. So let's take a look at the awesome magazine and build stage 2.
Finally.
So here's issue 2 of the Dalek from Hachette Partworks. Let's get this straight open. And that's everything inside. Of course, you get the magazine and the parts. So let's take a look at that awesome magazine. So on the front cover, once again, we get that lovely artwork of the Dalek stating that this is issue number 2. And we get a light blue colour for the Dalek logo there. And inside, it looks like we're going to be discovering the mutant that is inside of this Dalek. Of course, we get our step-by-step instructions. Opening up the magazine, you get that lovely artwork of a Dalek there. That looks really nice, as well as the contents, which is going to be inside. The time vortex this time is going to be about Davros. And the story we're looking at in this magazine is Genesis of the Daleks Part 1, as well as looking at the Dalek mutant and our step-by-step guide. First couple of pages is the time vortex, and this is going to go through really well, actually, all about Davros. So we get classic Davros, you get more modern Davros, really cool. I say the way this is all laid out with the images and text, just really nice and professional, looks really cool. And following on from that page, we get the Genesis of the Daleks Part 1, a whole episode review just showing you all behind the scenes, as well as just going through the episode itself, which of course did include Davros. Just really nice to have these kind of collector magazines to go with our Dalek build. And we also get loads about the Dalek mutant. Loads of classic and modern representations of that Dalek mutant. Following on from that, we get the Dalek eye stalk build assembly. That's what we're going to be doing today. Finally be able to power up our Dalek. On the back, we get a little sneak peek of what will be coming soon in future deliveries. So in issue 3, we get the whole dome there, and it looks like we get some parts for the eye stalk again. So that looks really intriguing, and even a little screwdriver as well. And in that issue 4, we get that dome piece as well as a light. That's it for the awesome magazine. We do get our first free gift, which is this Doctor Who keychain. They've just found a load of stock of these, I'm going to be honest. Still using that old Tennant box, which they've been using for years, and just put brand new packaging on it. However, this isn't brand new packaging because it's Jodie Whittaker stuff. Yeah, basically loads of overstock that they just thought they'd give away for free. Still nice though, and I'll take it. Now, let's open up these parts and build a Dalek. So here are the parts for issue 2. Let's get these open and build the rest of this Dalek. Of course, from part 1, we have the eye looking really cool. And as you can see here, we are going to build the eye stalk. So here are all of the parts. As you can see, we've got 6 discs here. We've got the circuit board, we've got this little rubber ring down here, and we've got the battery pack and the actual stalk itself. Now, I must stress, I am not a model maker. My first time ever doing a model and a Partworks series. I hope you do enjoy seeing a perspective of someone that knows nothing, and hopefully it gives you an insight of what the build is going to be like. And in the booklet, as you can see, all of these parts have different names, and they are in the instructions as well. So let's build issue 2. So firstly, what they want us to do is slip one of these insulators, they are calling it, and slide it on the arm. Now, I have seen in other videos this can be quite tough, so we're going to see how it is. Seemed pretty easy myself.
Those would have been terrible last words.
But don't get too cocky yet. Now what we need to do is put one of the medium discs on and one of the larges on. So we're going to do that now. So starting off with a medium, once again making sure the discs are actually right position and make sure they are on the right way around, and they just sit in quite comfortably like that. What it wants us to do is pretty much do the exact same but backwards, and make sure we have the cupped side of the insulator facing to the right this time. So that's what we're going to do, and as you can see, that goes in like that. It's already taking that iconic eye stalk design. What to do is just fit this medium and the small onto this one once again. So pretty easy and standard instructions for this step, and there you go, we've got somewhat looking like a awesome Dalek eye now. So what they want us to do now is put this little sleeve onto the actual arm of the stalk, and that just slots in like so. We get the washer and we just push that into place, and that is pretty easy. It just goes on, and making sure that it is even around all sides. Now we get into the actual part that we built, of course, in issue 1, and we need to thread through this lovely cable here through the arm. What we'll do is we will straighten out this wire to make it easier. So you've got to make sure you're threading it through this way, and that should just simply go in down the arm of this Dalek eye stalk.
"2,000 years
later."
And once you've finally got that through, it will just poke out like that, and then we can just pull it through pretty easily. And that will let us get to step 8, which is basically just screwing the eye onto the stalk. And that should be pretty simple, just like so. And just keep turning it clockwise until you can't go no more. That's in place, and that looks really cool. We've got that Dalek eye stalk definitely coming together now. Look at that, that's a cool pop in itself. So if you are only going to buy the first 2 cheap issues of this magazine, that is pretty decent for under £10. So now come in the electric parts, as you can see here. Let's hook these up to this Dalek eye stalk and get this working. So what we need to do firstly is plug the Dalek eye stalk into this circuit board. And they all have names on here, and this one says XS, and so does the cable. So we're just going to slot that in like so, making sure we put this on the right way round. And there you go, you get a little click into place. Now let's unscrew this battery pack and add the batteries, which unfortunately aren't included within this magazine. Nor is the screwdriver in this part, which I find very odd considering we get a screwdriver next week when they could have just given it to us this week. And taking out the screw, of course, we've got the battery pack. Let's fill this up. So the Dalek eye does take 3 AA batteries. I've screwed that back on. So now let's get this G connector and add it to the circuit board. And you've got to make sure that the battery pack is off while you're doing it. And that should just snap in like so. And you'll hear a little click. And there you go. That is everything complete. However, we do need to now test the electronics and make sure our Dalek eye does work. So let's test it. Let's turn it on via the battery pack and flick this switch. And there you go, you have your Dalek eye. That, you've got to admit, looks awesome. Really bright blue as well. Looks really cool. Now into that second setting, and as you can see here, the iris does move inside. That looks really cool. Third setting opens it up again, and fourth setting is off. So we have done it. Well, I think I've done it. Once again, I'm not a model maker, but I think I have completed the Dalek eye stalks. Feel really nice and expensive in hand. This metal rod, really nice, as well as these plastic parts as well, are really well made. So I'm very happy with this already. I know it's only stage 2 and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, but I've got to say, smash that like button. I've actually done something well. I really do like the features. So that is it for issue 2, a lovely issue, and we finally have that working Dalek eye stalk. It does give you a little bit of the scale now. Now we have this full eye stalk, and I'm really excited to build the rest of this model, and it's going to be a hefty model. I'll say you this eye stalk feels very heavy, and I know most of the Dalek is metal, so it's going to be one big heavy model. Of course, the amazing magazine and this actual working Dalek eye I have now, that is just amazing. I've got to say, I'm absolutely over the moon with this. And again, if you're not going to actually build this Dalek, but you just want a Dalek eye on your shelf, this is a very cheap way of getting that. Maybe you're cosplaying from Time of the Doctor, or you just want a Dalek eye stalk on your shelf. This, I think, is definitely the way to go. So just make sure you buy the first 2 issues and you've got it. Thank you so much for watching this issue 2. Comment down below if you are subscribing. If you've enjoyed the video, I am using a brand new camera, so I'm going to work with it. So if the angles of some of this video and the quality wasn't as good, that's why. To be honest and tell you that's why. Maybe this video might be off, so hopefully future videos will be a bit better. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I've been the Who Guy, and I'll see you in another Doctor Who video. Bye!
Dalek.